Hey cutie pies, I'm Lanikia and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is General Hospital Edition. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna have to give this episode a solid 7.5. It wasn't that great to me on certain parts, but at certain parts I was really entertained and wanting to see. Let me get okay, I'm gonna go back to how I did it when I first started. Least interested to most interested. First of all, let's go with Jordan and TJ. Today is Friday the 13th, May the 13th, 2022. Okay, so Jordan and TJ. So Jordan said she came to check on TJ or whatever because he worked a 24-hour shift. Do y'all get the mother son feel from Jordan and TJ? I think it's because she looked like she could be like his auntie. Like she don't look that much older than TJ. So I'm not getting the same mother and son feel as I used to get between Jordan and TJ. And I don't know because there's other people who've played someone that was like 5 years or 10 years younger than them and they had to play their mother, but I just don't. I'm not feeling it with them. I'm not feeling it with them. I don't know if it's because the new Jordan is still trying to get into her role, get into her character. I don't know what it is, but it's not giving what it's supposed to give for me. But anyway, so she talks to TJ, and TJ is just letting her know that Marshall has left town, and he really wants to find him. He said, "You're the police chief. Help me find my granddaddy." She said, "Well, I can't just help you." She said, "You're a doctor. You do research and all that kind of stuff. You can look into this." And he said, "How am I supposed to find him? I don't know any which way to go to get him." And she said, "What clues did he leave?" He said, "Well, all he left me was a clarinet and a letter, a note." And so she said, "Okay, so start looking." So he brings the clarinet and note. How many times you gonna let this man bring his clarinet out? But he brings his clarinet and note out, and inside one of the clarinet pieces was a piece of paper, and it had the shop where he had actually had the clarinet refurbished, I guess. And so he TJ finna go to New York to find his granddaddy. He was going to Miami to try to have a romantic time with Molly, but now he finna go to New York. We already know about this. I told you on All Soaps All Day that TJ was gonna get into some trouble in New York. You can go to that channel and get the spoiler on that. But so that's what's going on with them. Jordan said, "Okay, so you got a case now, and you can find. You don't need me. You know all the information." I said, "Well, okay, Mama, just tell me I'm not helping. I'm not, just might as well just say I'm not gonna do it, sir." Is what I heard. And so she lets him leave, and that's when I really was like, I don't know. It's just like y'all don't have a mother father connection or something. Something is missing right there. So then we go to um Johnson Carly. So I said, okay, so General Hospital said, we have built this little pedicure, manicure shop. We're about to get you out of this. We're going to get a few scenes recorded in this little area. So now Josh and Carly are there. And they're just talking about the invader, and of course, Josh is Carly Jr., so she feels like Nina deserved everything that happened to her in the invader, and did y'all feel? I don't know. I said, why they didn't have Carly with a girlfriend? But then, does Carly have girlfriends? I mean, they had her hanging out with Sam that time, Sam and Olivia. But do she have girlfriend? Like, Nina has Ava that she can go talk to. Felicia has Bobby. Maxie has Brid and Sasha and all them. In Brooklyn, I don't does Carly, because I felt like this was a girlfriend conversation. This was not a mother daughter conversation. Like I don't know. Maybe I was just not into it today today or something. But I was like, this feels like a grown up conversation for you to have with your 18-year-old. And I know what y'all be saying. Well, they're 18, but still, like that felt like a really grown up conversation with you bad mouthing Nina, the woman because your husband cheated on you and all that, and saying, well, it's not Sonny's fault. And then Josh pretty much said, Nina deserves everything that you give her for the way she did you, Mom. And I said, please stop talking, because Nina knows, Carly knows you have that secret about Nina and Willow or whatever. And I don't know. that was it with them. They were just Josh didn't even know it, but she was telling Carly, stand in your wrong, because Carly is wrong keeping this secret from Nina and Willow. But moving right along, we see who else was on there? I'm trying to think about like the little characters that didn't connect to this storyline. Okay, so then we see Valentin and Martin. So Valentin and Martin are sitting there, talking. Valentin told Martin, "What am I paying you for?" Because Martin don't know. He don't know nothing. Because he said they're supposed to be ELQ is gonna vote me out as CEO and all this. They're trying to get everything. The ELQ is gonna vote me out. They've called a meeting. And Martin said, "Oh," Valentin said, "I'm gonna need you to work for that retainer I gave you. What are you talking about?" And Martin said, "It's not my fault you went and left the company and you gave him an opportunity. You turned your back and gave him an opportunity." Now, Olivia and Leo has stopped in because they were at the house earlier because, today is the fair day for the kids. So they all getting ready for the fair, and Leo has to give his speech. And so they stopped in the Kellys to get, he wanted a donut and everything. And so Valentine was talking to him, because Valentine is trying to get Martin to come with a way to keep him as CEO of ELQ. So when he sees Valentine and everything, Valentine was talking to Leo and he tells Martin, "Go get him a donut, please." And so Martin goes and get him a donut. And then so Olivia talking, right? Now Olivia talking too much because she said, "Oh God," she said, "You all right?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm cool." And she said, "Oh, with the merger of Aurora and ELQ." And he said, "Aurora and ELQ merger." And Martin turned around because he even heard that. And she said, "What? You didn't know?" And he said, "I'm the CEO. Of course I knew." No, girl, he did not know. And you don't spill too much information. So then so then Olivia and Leo leave or whatever. And then Martin tells, Martin tells Valentine, "There, ELQ and Aurora merging." And Valentine said, "What do I have you for?" Because I said, "Sir, you're supposed to be his lawyer. You're supposed to know what's going on." He was like, "What am I paying you for?" And he said, and so Valentine said they would have to have a united front to get me out. But if one Quartermain turns, then I'm in. And Martin started laughing because he thought, "Boy, ain't nobody gonna turn." And he says, and Valentine said, "No, listen to me." He said, okay. He said, Aurora and ELQ merchant, that's good for Michael and Drew. But where does that leave Ned? He said, now that dilutes my shares, but where does that leave Ned? And he was like, huh. And that's what everybody is saying. Like, y'all could say what you want about Ned. Ned has been there, and Michael and Drew have taken this on and left Ned to the wayside while doing this. They just been the only reason they even told him about it is because they want him to vote with them. Yeah, I don't think this was the right way to handle this with y'all. But anyways, Valentine says he sees an end with Ned. So we're gonna see what happens there. So moving right along, so Sam and Dante go over to see Michael and Willow because they're giving the results to Willow about her Harmony not being her mama, which we already knew. And Sam tells Willow, "I'm going to the school fair or whatever. Do you want to come with me?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'll come with you." And so they get up and they leave or whatever. So they go to this school fair, and what I don't know, like, what is Willow gonna be strong or is she gonna be weak? Like, y'all got to tell me what's going on, because she was all strong with Nina and now she's like, I just want to find out who my mom is. Oh, I can't. Sam, you go ahead and enjoy your day. I'm just gonna sit here until I gain my strength. I said, what, Willow? Are you strong or are you weak? Which one is it? And she said, well, I'm both sometimes. And I said, okay. So then Willow is talking to Sam, and she's like, I want to know who my mother is. Like, all this going on. And it brought more questions to me. And Sam says, well, listen, I'm going to tell you something that I tell people whenever I get on the case. Now, Sam did tell her, now, if you decide you really want to know who your mama is, count me in, because I'll help you look. Because, Sam loves doing the detective work. I mean, that's what she does. But she really enjoys it when it's someone she cares for. And so Sam was like, what I tell my clients is, do you really want to know the answers, good or bad? How do you really want to know? Are you prepared to know the answers? And Willow just, I don't know if I'm prepared or not. Go sit down. Just go sit down and gain your strength then, because she doesn't even know if she want to really know. So, like, mow the storyline alone or leave her alone. I can't stand this weakness. And that's why when all y'all are talking like Nina being her mother, Harmony might be right, because I said, how is Nina smother Willow? If she gonna be this week, she might be right, and Nina might smother Willow, because Nina is not this week. I'm sorry, she's not. So then we see Nina. So that's it with Sam and Willow. Willow just deciding if she want to know or not. So then we see that Nina is talking to Curtis, because he goes and visit her because the invader has dropped, and he says, "How's Nina doing?" The secretary said, "Go ahead, go in and see." Nina on the phone talking business and everything. Curtis comes in, and she like, "Hey, Curtis," she acted like everything is normal. He said, "Nina, I know you, so I know this is not a great time for you with this paper going on." She was like, "I'm not gonna let Michael and Willow get the best of me. I'm not gonna let that Smoltz get the best of me. Yeah, that was a bad article, but I've been hit with blows before. I can take it, and I'm gonna do what I have to do." And then he said, "Nina," and she said, "Okay, it bothers me." I said, "Girl, because ain't nobody that happy with an article like that floating around." She said, "Yeah, it bothers me or whatever." She said, "But I'm not going away." And that's what you fans that don't like Nina need to understand. She's not going away. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, we see Nina all the time on this soap. You see her all the time because her character is the reason your faves have storylines. Because Nina is the storyline. I'm sorry. I know y'all don't like Nina. You don't like to hear that. But it's the truth. Half of these storylines would not be going on if Nina character goes away. So anyways, Nina tells Curtis, I'm going to be strong. And, there's going to be a time when Wiley comes up to me and he wants to know about his mom and he wants to know about me. And I'm going to have to be truthful with him. And she said, a part of me wishes that I could have raised Nell to, guide her, and maybe she would have been different. And she said, maybe I'm disillusional about that as well. And so she tells Curtis, so you have a second chance with your father. Don't mess it up too late. And Curtis said, Marshall gone. And so she said, oh my God, he tells her about everything. And she was like, I'm so sorry about that, Curtis. But you need to really decide if you don't want to go and follow him or find him or whatever, because, you can't get that back. She said, I know it was a second chance for you and you're not going to be able to get that back. And so they just agreed to support each other. He tells Nina, whatever it is, I'm here for you, or whatever. And that just is what it is with them. So moving right along. So then we see Ned. Ned is talking to Brooklyn, right? Because okay, so Olivia and all them, Leo, Ned were all at the house, and Ned says, "You know what? I gotta take care of something." And she said, "Is this business, Ned? You need to be focused on your family. It's a big day for Leo." He said, "I am. I just gotta take care because there is a meeting at ELQ." He said, "I just gotta take care of something really quick, and then it's all about Leo. This is his day." So Olivia leaves and Brooklyn comes out and she's like, Dad, don't tell me you're going to make this about business and today is about Leon or whatever. Now, I love me some Brooklyn. Y'all know I love me some Brooklyn. But Brooklyn, some of this wouldn't be going on had you not given away your shares. I'm sorry. That's just the truth of it. Like, you want to lecture Ned about because you remember Michael and Drew told her to talk to Ned, to get him on board. And he said, oh, so they got to you too, because she's now saying the merger between Aurora and ELQ would be a good thing. And he said, how you know about that? Once again, it shows Ned that they've been behind his back talking. And he tells her that as well. And she said, well, I'm sure it's probably because they both work at Aurora. That's the only reason they were talking. And he's just like, you know what? It is about Leo, and I'm gonna make this day about Leo. And she said, I could see the wheels turning in your head. Dad, please don't do something you're going to regret. Y'all have backed Ned into this corner. Expect him to do something that y'all are all going to regret. the same way you did when you gave away them shares. And I like Brooklyn, but this is the truth. She gave away her shares, and so now instead of her being able to be on her father's side where he could be the CEO, he's gonna have to go and make this deal with Valentine. But it is what it is. Ned goes ahead and he goes and he meets with Brooklyn and Olivia and Leo at the fair, and Leo is just like, "Where is Chase? Chase is my one person. Where is he? I don't know where Chase is, honestly. I don't know where is Chase, but he'll probably show up." And so that's it with them. So then we see who else was on here today. Okay, so then we see Sonny and Drew. So they're at the fair as well. Sonny is there for Avery. And so Sonny was on the phone and he was just telling Nina, he left her a voicemail. He says, "I know you're going to say this is okay, that you're fine and everything." He said, "But Michael really went for you in that article. So I'm just checking on you. Hit me back." Here come Drew listening in. I don't care what you say. Y'all know Drew's starting to wear on. I like him. I'm starting to like Drew a little bit more. But he was listening in and he said, and Sonny was like, "You listen to my conversation or you just here for the," and so Drew said, "Oh, I didn't mean to, eavesdrop or anything like that." And so then they start talking and Drew said, Sonny said, "You do anything for your kids," because he was telling Drew why he was there. And Drew was like, "Well, why are you going to war with Michael?" And Sonny said, "Wait a minute, listen, hold up, Drew. I am not going to war with Michael. Michael is the one who says he wants to take my last name that I gave him and change it and make it so good and make it so that I don't exist. And then while he gets older, I'll just be a distant memory." He said, "And I'm not finna have that." And I said, "Now you tell him, Sonny." But Drew said, "What can I do to help? Like, what can I do? Can I mediate? Can I talk? Can I get y'all in a room so y'all could just really hash it out like two men and go at it or whatever?" And Sonny says, "I love my son. I will always protect my son." He said, "But he wants this or whatever because of what's going on between me and his mom." And Drew tried to say like, "Well, you did. Well, can you blame him for defending his mom?" And Sonny says, "That's a relationship between," and this is what I keep telling these children, that is a relationship between Sonny and Carly. You kids have nothing to do with that. Who Sonny cheated on Carly with has nothing to do with y'all. Who Carly has cheated on Sonny with has nothing to do with y'all. Why are y'all involved in this? But anyways, moving right along, Drew and Sonny talk, and he says, I'm hands off when it comes to Michael right now. If he wants to have a relationship, cool. We're gonna have to work something out. He said, but like, I love him. I'll support him. I'm supporting him with this whole Nina thing. I'm doing all of this, and I'm just done with it. And so then Drew told him about that EOQ and Aurora merging or whatever, because Sonny, and Sonny was like, "What, you mean y'all going against Valentine?" And he said, "Yeah." And Sonny said, "Oh, if you're going against Valentine, Michael is going to need some protection and I want in." And Drew said, "Sonny, you just said y'all like it is what it is with you and Michael, but now you want to protect him." He said, "He's still my son, and Valentine, y'all gonna need some help going against Valentine." And Drew said, "Sonny, I respect you and I value the friendship, but I'm gonna have to give it a no or whatever." And so Sonny was just like, "Okay, but," he says, "I'm gonna have to give you a no." And Sonny was like, "Well, okay, but when it comes to Valentine, it is what it is. If y'all need protection, I'm gonna get involved. I don't care what your answer is. I'm gonna get involved or whatever." And so Sonny did tell Drew, he said, "Now this what's going on between Michael and I is just a family disagreement. But if Michael wants to escalate this to another level, well, we can do it." And I said, "Okay, Sonny, calm down. Y'all don't do this now. Y'all don't do this. Just stay in your little lanes of what y'all can do." Oh, also, Curtis did tell Nina that she should go after Sonny, because how can Michael and Willow let Sonny have visitation and not let her have visitation in, but Nina will not do it. She won't do it, and it just is what it is. She's not gonna do it. So then we go over. So with Drew and Sonny, that's pretty much it with them. Sonny said if he wants a war, I'm gonna bring it to him. And so then we go over there to Michael and Dante because Sam and Willow have left and went to the fair for the children. So then Dante talks to Michael and he says, is there something about your business I should know about? And so I'm like, what is going on with like, but Michael says, oh, we're just merging Aurora and all that. And because Dante called Michael the industry man. He said, is there something about your business you're trying to hide? And he said, no, we're just merging Aurora and stuff. And so Dante is trying to reason with Michael. He's trying to tell Michael, like, what's going on between Carly and Sonny, that doesn't have anything to do with you. Like, we have to stay out of it and mind our business. Michael said, no, you didn't grow up with my father, but I did. And he was all about family and loyalty. And he chose Nina and put his family at a very distant second to Nina or whatever. And Dante said, Michael, no, he didn't. He said, because when your dad found out what Harmony had done to Carly, his first instinct was to call. And Michael was like, but did he call? Did he call? I mean, he didn't call because Dante told him probably not to him. Sonny said, well, they probably don't want to hear from me and whatever. I mean, did y'all call Sonny? No. But anyways, Dante is just like, you say that you don't want you want the Corinthos name to be different or whatever. He said, but you're acting just like Sonny. You what's the difference between you and Sonny? You say he goes after what he wants and forgets about everybody else. I could say the same thing about you or whatever. And so Michael is just like, no, I'm gonna protect my family, and I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to protect them or whatever. But Sonny, we're gonna have a war because when it comes to I want him completely forgotten and gone. I want to take everything he has. And I said, really, you're doing this again? Because y'all remember when he took Avery from Sonny, he won custody. And I said, y'all gonna do this again? Like, we're really gonna do this again? And Michael said, yes, we are. We're gonna do this again because I can't stand Sonny right now, and he hurt my mommy. And so because he hurt my mommy, I'm gonna make sure he pays for that. I'm like, okay. Okay, I'm not here for this storyline, and I don't think Michael is really thinking this through the way he's supposed to think this through, because Ned is going to side with Valentin. I do believe. So, and then I'm also like, how y'all gonna merge ELQ and Aurora? Don't y'all have to have a meeting to even merge it? But I guess when they side with Valentine and Ned, then there it won't be a merger, I'm assuming, or whatever. But Michael just was talking. And he said, "I'm gonna take Sonny down and all this," and Dante doesn't like to hear this because he's like, "We're supposed to be family. Like, y'all need to just sit down and talk about it and get over it." But Michael's just like, "Mm-mm." Mm-mm, he hurt my mama, and that's it for me. So, anyways, y'all, that was General Hospital today. I hope you have a great weekend. And if you would like, you could like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. But I'm still going to be doing these videos for you, even if you don't. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Be blessed.